All right, guys, we are live for another fantastic Hit the Mic TV. That's what we're calling this, by the way, this weekly Facebook Live. It's Hit the Mic TV. I'm really excited today because we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're going to talk about mindset and money and who we are. I am super proud to be sharing with my email list this week a quiz and a video training series from my friend and money mentor, Denise Duffield-Thomas. She's sharing these really cool new quizzes with us so that we can kind of identify who our sacred money archetype is. It's a really interesting experience, kind of looking at who are we as a personality and how does that sort of manifest itself in our behaviors or our habits or those kinds of things. It's been kind of crazy how totally dead on the money it's been. I won't lie. If you haven't taken the quiz yet, up in the comments or whatever, there is a link to it. DeneseHarris.com/quiz will take you right there. But yeah, it's kind of bonkers how on the money it is. If you've taken the quiz already, hit me up in the comments and let me know what your archetype was, because I'm really interested to see. What I wanted to talk about though is how work like this impacts us as business owners, impacts us as marketers, because knowing sort of who you are and how you best communicate with the world and how you best energetically move in the world is really valuable. But I'm totally going to selfishly say, learning about how other archetypes, like the archetype of my ideal clients, engage in the world has been hugely valuable as far as impacting the way I speak to them. Hi, Erin. Thanks for joining us live. Have you taken the quiz yet? If you have, tell me what your archetype was. If you haven't, take the quiz after we're done. This has been incredibly eye-opening for me in looking at how I make purchase decisions and how other personality types like me would make a purchase decision and how that's different than maybe who my ideal clients are and how they make purchase decisions, how they think about spending their money. So when you think about your own mindset work, whether it's through this quiz or something else, or through books you're reading or journaling you do, I always kind of try and shift it to really thinking about how does my own personality impact how I share my message and who can I best serve with the way I market, or how do I need to adjust my marketing so the people who need me most can really be receptive to it, not in a I'm trying to trick them way, but in a I'm trying to present it in a way that they can receive it, that they're comfortable getting it and utilizing it. Because I think if you've ever heard me talk about anything before, you know, my biggest intention with all of this is that you implement, that you do something with the things I share. I've just finished recording podcasts for June. We're recording July later today and tomorrow. And we've got some really cool episodes coming up, including talking about your podcast and knowing why you want a podcast and how that impacts the decisions you make in your format. We're talking about growing your email list for a program and why having a goal for your email list is a critical first step in growing your email list. And I think I say in every episode, please go do something with this. I mean, it's a waste of your time to consume this stuff for the sake of consumption. Do something with it. So if you're going to take this free quiz, which you totally should do because it's super fun to see. I just sat there reading the description and Denise sends this amazing video afterwards talking about your archetype, which by the way is limited time only and is actually included in a program that she's going to be rolling out soon that, spoiler alert, I'm already a part of and is fantastic. It's really, you've watched the video and you're like, oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so knowing that stuff and then taking action on it is where the difference is. Melanie says, totally agree with you on finding how the archetypes can apply to other people in your life, at work, at home, in business. Exactly. As much fun and selfishly as I had being like, oh my God, that's totally me. And by the way, for those of you who are curious, I'm the celebrity archetype. My top two, so I had two tied for first place, celebrity and romantic. followed by ruler, and then maverick. And then like way down the list was like nurturer, accumulator. I think connector was somewhere in the middle. But that's me. That's my sort of breakdown. But it was really interesting to me because how do I show up in the world, and how does that impact the people in my world, and how do they show up in the world, and how does that mesh? Especially, and it's really interesting because today I sent out an email to you guys talking about Denise's archetype, and she shares her archetype as well as her husband Mark's, and they work together. They just recently started working together, and Charles and I have been working together for 2.5 years now, and it was really interesting to see how our archetypes complement each other. The way we work together is probably as smooth as it is because they complement each other. And also it's interesting to see where you're like, okay, now I see why you do that. Now I see why you operate this way. It makes sense. And it's not about changing either of you. It's just about acknowledging and then fostering how to make that work better. So yeah, Melanie, I totally agree. The way you can make it work. But again, do that part where you then do something with this. Whether you go on to buy a program or you go on to read a book or whatever, do something with that information. Check out the videos, check out the training series, and then look at the shifts you can make. I'm actually taking some of the archetype information because I've been emailing you guys about this since Monday and talking about it since Monday. And a lot of you had emailed me back letting me know your archetypes. We have a lot of nurturers. We have a lot of mavericks. So I'm actually going to be adjusting some of the copy in some of my stuff so that it speaks to those in you so that you have an easier time connecting with the things in my list of offerings that serve you. And I think that's hugely, hugely valuable. So take this information and please, please, please do something with it. The same is true if you're reading a book or you're listening to my podcast or, for those of you who are Backstage members, use that membership, use the forum. Speaking of Backstage, and I want to throw this in here because I want to make sure everybody knows about this. If you haven't yet checked out the VIP lounge, the private community on the Backstage site, make sure you do today. I shared a brand new quick 5-minute tutorial on how to link your Facebook page to your Facebook group so you can now engage in your Facebook group as your Facebook page. Killer way to actually use your group to, grow your page and its engagement. I'm so amped that this is finally coming out. FYI, it is only for groups you admin. But for my Backstage members, if you go in there, there's a quick tutorial. You can take care of it in a matter of minutes and be ahead of the game because this is a brand new feature and not everyone knows about it yet. Perks to be in Backstage. HitTheMicBackstage.com/community for my members. If you're not a member yet, HitTheMicBackstage.com is how you fix that. Then go to the community. Cool? Anyways, back to what I wanted to talk about. Make sure that you take this quiz and figure out yours archetype and your audience's archetype, and then do some stuff with it. And it's really, really interesting to me. We talk a lot about the next marketing tactic, or where do I need to be on social, or what kind of content do I produce, or how can I make more cold calls, or how can I pitch more podcasts or pitch more media. But a lot of it comes down to your ability to execute on those things. And sometimes for me, all the times for me, anything I run into when I'm resisting something, I'm like, this is mindset work. This is something that I need to go internal and dig in on. I think some of the most important business development I've done has actually been personal development. I've taken, courses on running webinars and marketing and foundations, and I consume and execute on a lot of learning content all of the time. I attend events where I'm learning things and I'm executing. But the most needle moving, the most fundamentally shifting has been mindset stuff, has been personal development stuff, because it allows me to take action on the tactics and the tools and the tricks of the trade and those things in a way that's connected and in line with who I am, but also going to impact my business financially, impact my way of showing up, impact the level at which I show up and give to my community. So I'm able to do those things because I've done the inner work, because I've done the mindset stuff, because I have aligned my mindset with the success I want at this stage, because there is a ruler in my archetype. I tend to move the goalpost quite a bit. Any other rulers? Yeah. I tend to go, oh, if I can do this, I can do that. If I can do that, I can do this. If I can do, whoo! But I'm able to do that because I keep coming back to things like this and doing the work. All right. Just a quick and dirty one today. I just wanted to sort of remind you guys about the quiz and about this mindset work. Again, this is a totally free quiz. It's a totally free training video series. It is a limited time only because the videos in the video training series are somewhat pulled from the actual course that's going to be rolling out. I think she's opening the doors next week. I'm not sure, but soon. But I'm guessing that once they open and then once they close, this will not be around. So make sure you take the quiz. Make sure you watch the free video training. It's totally free. All it costs is your time. And if you do something with it, that is a time investment and not a time waster. Cool? All right. I will see you guys on Tuesday. FYI, on Tuesday, we have a new 3 Things episode coming out, and it's a good one. So make sure you listen. June's going to be full of good podcasts. So make sure you pay attention to the podcast in June, especially the last week of June. There's actually a podcast. I scrapped another podcast and recorded it yesterday after having an amazing call with a client, and her saying to me, and I quote, no one else is talking about this. They're all saying we have to do this. I like your way because that actually makes executable sense. So yeah. So make sure you listen to that one because it's directly pulled from that conversation. I will see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out with me and have a good rest of your Thursday. Happy Thursday from not so sunny Southern California. I will see you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye, guys.